Well, Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru University, one of the most premier universities in the nation as well as Asia, has once again, however, been in the eye of a storm. Well, this after anti-Hindu slurs were splashed across the walls in the university. You can see those on your screens. More specifically, they were derogatory slogans which were written about Brahmins and the Banya community. Not only did the graffiti threaten, but also said that Brahmin Banyas should leave the campus and that we are coming for you. Some of the more menacing slogans threaten that there will be blood and those upper caste people who are Brahmins and Banyas should leave India altogether or else we will avenge it. Now these are the words. You can see that on your screens for yourself. This is a premier university of India, remember. The university authorities have issued a statement condemning the incident and blaming unknown elements behind the defacement of the campus. An inquiry into the incident has also been ordered. But the professor, who was one of the victims of this hate, he had these slogans splashed on his office also. He says there's a deeper malaise, an ideological war where the left ideology has captured JNU and is now propagating this visceral hate against Hindus. The left has of course denied it and saying that this is just a reading of the BJP and it is actually a BJP conspiracy behind the entire episode. So while the perpetrator of this is still unidentified, the question then arises is who says that India is a republic of hate? Will those people now speak up against this blatant demonization and threat to a caste only because they are perceived as privileged? Listen in to the professor who was made a victim of these casteist slurs.
ये जो भी हुआ है वो गलत हुआ है। मेरे कमरे पर लिख दिया गया गो बैक टू शाखा। अरे भाई, मैं राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ का कार्यकर्ता हूँ और बाल्यकाल स्वयंसेवक हूँ, तो मुझे दोबारा शाखा में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं शाखा का स्वयंसेवक हुई, मैं जाता ही हूँ। ठीक है, आपने वो लिखा। एक महिला जिसको पहले आपने बंधक बनाया था, पूरा एक दिन, पूरे 2 दिन लगभग उसको बंधक बनाए रखा, उसको लिख दिया कि गो बैक टू शाखा। तो ऐसा मत लिखिए, पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी को खराब मत करिए। आपका वैचारिक मतभेद हो सकता है और वो हमारी देश की खूबसूरती भी है, लेकिन उसके चलते विश्वविद्यालय का माहौल खराब करना, विश्वविद्यालय में एक हिंसक वातावरण का निर्माण करना, ये किसी भी अर्थ में ठीक नहीं माना जा सकता।
देखिए, देश को तोड़ने के लिए JNU एक शिक्षा का मंदिर था, लेकिन टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग ने JNU को देशद्रोह का केंद्र बनाने की पूरी कोशिश की और टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग और गजवाए हिंद की कल्पना करने वाले लोग जो भारत को इस्लामिक स्टेट बनाना चाहते हैं, ऐसे लोग बहुसंख्यक हिंदुओं में दरार, मतभेद पाटने के लिए ये स्लोगन लिखा है। मैं मानता हूं कि आने वाले दिन में बहुसंख्यक समाज को कोई तोड़ नहीं सकता। भारत में जब तक बहुसंख्यक समाज है, लोकतंत्र भी तभी तक मजबूत है।
JNU की दीवारों पर जो बनियों और ब्राह्मणों के विरुद्ध नारे लिखे गए हैं, ये बहुत घातक हैं। ब्राह्मण ने इस देश की धर्म और संस्कृति को जिंदा रखा, उसी प्रकार से बनिया ने भी इस देश के व्यापार में अहम भूमिका निभाई है। ये किसी साजिश का हिस्सा लगते हैं।
And whatever, even if you believe in caste system is a separate story, but using words in any derogatory manner or we are all Indians, that's the first and primary goal of this country. It's absolute rubbish because we are not the ones who told these people to use these words in the first place. So the fact these words have been used by the other people and not under any direction, National Conference is basically jumping into protecting the parties and the people who have used these words.
So let me go across to our panelists. Joining us, Sanju Verma, BJP's national spokesperson, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, an author, is here on our show. Kamruzaman Chaudhary of the Congress is here, as well as Professor Dinesh Varshney. Hopefully, we are going to have a fruitful conversation and stick to the points in our replies. I'm going to start, of course, with Professor Varshney. Where is the left's famed ideals of inclusivity and equality when specific communities specific castes are now being picked up and targeted in this manner. Is this social justice?
Meghna Deka. आवाज चली गई.
We can hear you, Professor. Go ahead.
आवाज नहीं है. Meghna Deka, please allow me to speak uninterrupted. Number one, all the BJP leaders which you have shown just now, whether Giraj Singh ji or Mr. Vij, have spoken the same language what is written there in this, in the JNU. Their language is also divisive, to divide the nation. And we do not support this type of language written anywhere. As you know that since independence struggle, the Communist Party of India and all left, organized left, is fighting against the left, is fighting against the casteist slur, is fighting against all these things. We believe that all societies should live together in harmony. And the harmony is disturbed always by the right reactioner of the country since the inception of the Hindu Mahasabha, RSS, and now. This must be a handiwork of the same organizations, reason being, as and when there are elections. In Gujarat, the Modi ji is facing a heat of the people against price rise, unemployment, same in the Delhi municipal elections.
Okay.
Students of Delhi University, JNU, Jamia, Ambedkar, and every are not going to vote for BJP. So this is the best day to divide the students among the casteist slur so they can get.
So this is
votes.
BJP's fault?
This is an attempt to defame the University of JNU. That is the JNU. That to defame the JNU so that they can attach some votes of the youngsters and students.
I'd
Which they did not
really
get.
like to know on what basis that you've already decided, because as far as I know, with my limited understanding of what the police has found, so far it's unidentified. But Dr. Anand Ranganathan, we just heard the professor right now. We just heard the professor who was made a victim of this casteist slur. And he said that there is a deeper malaise, an ideological war where the left ideology has captured. JNU is now propagating hate against Hindus. And Dr. Ranganathan, I'm coming to you because you're also an alumni from that university. What's happening there?
Just to slightly correct you, I'm not an alumni. I'm actually a professor there right now.
I beg your pardon. I thought you also are
No
from
problem.
that, but okay, go ahead. You're a professor.
Yes, I was never a student there, although my age might suggest that I'm an undergraduate there. No, but Meghna, there are a couple of points I want to make. First of all, it's a very serious issue, and I'm absolutely appalled and disgusted that this kind of vandalism has been again brought upon my own university. And I just want to say this. Just replace these words Brahmin and Banya with Muslim or Dalit. There will be blood. Muslims, we are coming for you. Muslims, we're going to kill you. Muslim, run away. Can you imagine what would have happened? What would have been the repercussions? Washington Post and NYT would have set up their camps there in JNU and written their column yards, kilometers of articles on this, what is happening in this Hindu Rashtra. Muslims have no place to say. And when you have something for Brahmins and against the mercantile caste, there is absolutely nothing, no outrage. Number two, I'm appalled by Professor Varshney. I respect him a lot, but him saying that this is the doing of some BJP or something, and communists have never been anti-Brahmin. No one has been more anti-Brahmin than the communists. They are also the disciples of Periyar, and I don't want to quote the kind of statements that were made against Sabrimala priests by communist leaders in Kerala. Number two, he's the same professor. Please keep him muted. Thank you. Otherwise, he's already interrupting me. I can read his lips. He's interrupting me. He's the same Professor Varshney who said, when I quoted to him exact figures of 1.5 million Uyghur Muslims being detained by China in concentration camps, he said, I am a CIA agent, and all that was American propaganda.
So there are ways that the left have deviated from the main issues. A quick word also from Mr. Chaudhary. Now, if we look at the way JNU has been progressing, 2016 anti-India slogans which were raised in JNU. 2019, you had JNU councillor Afreen Fatima, who was mobilizing students for the anti-CAA stir. Swami Vivekanand, someone who's hailed by everyone in India, especially even where you are coming from and sitting and joining us live from, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. His statue was defaced and they wrote Bhagwa Jalega. Then you had violence in the JNU campus, as we are all aware of. Is JNU becoming a template of split India forces? Is this not splitting, polarizing India?
No, Meghna, the first and foremost, the formation of JNU was to have a university where free fall of ideas happen, where newer innovative ideas come out. The people, the community of JNU. No, wait. Don't jump to this conclusion so fast. What I wanted to project out here is that, you know what happened out there, how the anti-Brahmin slogans came up, and all these things. You have to go back a little bit in the history. The radicalization of Indian education system, you need to discuss that in depth. How the saffronization of the Indian textbooks happened, how young minds were poisoned.
Please condemn this.
How young minds were poisoned.
May I please?
How hate was propagated in the classroom.
This is unacceptable.
So, what are you saying? You are saying that there is visceral hate and you are actually spewing this hate and using our platform to do that. To talk like this.
May I come in here, Meghna?
Mr. Chaudhary,
may I come in?
Sanju Verma, we cannot have statements like this. Talking about hatred about specific communities. And we cannot endorse that selectivity. Sanju Verma.
You know, Meghna, I'm accused of butting in.
You had an example
I have kept quiet, but I can already see that, you know,
we'll be forced to mute everyone's fader who tries to disrupt. So, Mr. Chaudhary, please let others speak.
Kamruzaman is itching to interject.
Sanju Verma, please go ahead.
Yeah, I hope you muted Kamruzaman, who's itching to interject. Thank you, Meghna. Meghna, let's be very clear about the fact that JNU is a very reputed organization, and I tell you, you know, whether you look at the Mahishasur Martyrdom Festival, which they wanted to celebrate in 2016, Smriti Irani even spoke about it on the floor of the parliament. You know, they actually said that, you know, Durga tricked Mahishasur into marrying him and then killed him. This is the level of discourse in one of the premier institutes. Then in 2020, I remember the date, 6th January 2020, I.C. Ghosh, who last year fought on the CPM ticket from Jamuria constituency in West Bengal. She was ranting and raving, saying कि I don't have any political affiliation. कभी इधर बैंडेड लगाकर घूमती थी महिला, कभी इधर लगाकर मैडम बैंडेड घूमती थी. The point I'm trying to make, without belittling the entire discourse, is that the problem is not so much with the students who engage in violence. The problem is not also with the victims. It could be teachers who keep quiet. The problem is with the so-called intelligentsia, which gives intellectual cover fire to these leftist elements who have clear political leaning, clear ideological discrepancies. और जब कुछ नहीं मिलता है, the simple scapegoat is कि बीजेपी को blame कर दो, ABVP को blame कर दो, दिल्ली पुलिस को blame कर दो. If Delhi police comes into the campus, they say, अरे campus की harmony तोड़ दी है. If they do not take action, these people say Delhi police is quiet. So the fact is, students need to study, teachers need to teach, but please do not be a hypocrite.
You know, at the end of it, the problem here is, to put everything into perspective, the problem here is, in a place like JNU or any other university, we expect a free flow of thought, of debate, of ideological discussion, and that is critical for any advancement of a society to have its youth question and debate. However, what is not acceptable, categorically not acceptable, to have something like there will be blood. Brahmins, stay out. We will avenge. We must agree that it's important for us to at least introspect as to what's happening in one of the most premier institutes of India, and if that is acceptable to us to have this kind of visceral hate being spewed, and those who are silent refuse to condemn, are they actually emboldening it with their silence and perhaps even tacit backing. Thank you so much. We are running out of time, everyone, for joining us here on the show. That's it for me here on India Upfront.